Yo, how's it going, everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and it looks like we got some new spoilers for the Pokemon Journey series. Also, some new information on Ash vs. Volkner. I know this information came out a couple days ago, but yeah, I want to talk about it because I'm actually really hyped for this episode. In fact, this could be one of the best Journeys episodes, at least revolving around the Pokemon World Championships, just based off of the information I'm getting for this episode. But anyways, before I get into the discussion, I just want to say if you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It would be pretty awesome if you did that. Alrighty guys, let's talk about these upcoming episodes. So let's start off by talking about episode 77 really quickly, because I have to say, we've gotten some new details regarding this episode, which is the Ash vs. Volkner episode, and my goodness, the more I hear about this episode, the more hyped I get. Like, this episode has the potential to be in the best battle-focused episode in Journeys, period. Or at least so far, I should say. Because we're getting a 3 versus 3, or 3v3 battle with Ash versus Volkner. The first 3v3 battle in Journeys so far. The Pokemon World Championships battles at this point have been either 1v1 or 2v2. But we're finally getting a 3v3 battle, and I'm hoping the Hyper Class is more like this. We get more battles like this. We get to show off more of Ash's Pokemon. I'm actually hoping he brings some of his older Pokemon back, like Incineroar or Infernape or Charizard for these battles. But we also need to focus on his new team. And that's what we're getting in this episode. I know Pikachu is facing off against Electivire in this episode, but we got confirmation that Gengar is going to be facing off against Rotom, which is in its fan version, or fan form. And then Lucario versus Luxray. And that is awesome. Like, Gengar has really fallen off and hasn't been relevant for a while, besides a few like short appearances it makes here and there. So I'm glad that Gengar is finally making another appearance in a battle. I mean, it's been over 50 episodes, it's definitely a problem. So hopefully we get more consistent battles with Gengar, and maybe Gengar becomes a little bit more prominent because, yeah, Gengar has been kind of disappointing, or it's been a bit of a disappointment considering there's a lot of hype with Ash catching this Pokemon. Along with Lucario, we're getting Lucario versus Luxray, and Lucario has really disappeared as well. It's kind of funny because earlier on in Journeys, especially like in the 20s and 30s, it was Riolu, Reboot, and Pikachu. They were just the best buddies, and then they evolved Cinderace, or Reboot evolved into Cinderace, and then Riolu into Lucario, and then ever since then, Lucario has basically fallen out of relevance, with Grookey basically replacing both Cinderace and Lucario, for being honest. Grookey really has taken a lot of spotlight away from these Pokemon, though Cinderace does still have some spotlight here and there. Lucario, on the other hand, has kind of disappeared as well. Not to the extent that Gengar has, but Lucario hasn't been relevant in a while, so it's nice to see that both Gengar and Lucario are getting, some focus here. So hopefully Dragonite also gets some focus too in the future, though then again, Dragonite did participate in the Iris episode, so Dragonite already got to participate recently, so yeah. But the thing that excites me the most going into this episode is the fact that Ash is bringing along his Z-Ring, along with the Pikachunium Z Crystal. That is awesome. We're going to see that Z move shown off in the Journeys art style and Journeys animation. I am super excited for that, and I'm looking forward to that, because that's probably going to happen towards the end of that episode. It's going to be awesome to see. Although it is a bit weird that Ash is using this in Sinnoh, because I thought Z moves were not usable outside of Alola, but that could be just a game canon thing, and the anime can do whatever they want, so whatever. But I think it's pretty cool that this connects to the previous episode, which takes place in Alola, where there's a bunch of kids that are racing with Ash that use quote-unquote Z-Rings. So it's pretty cool that Ash probably got the idea to use the Z-Ring in his battle with Volkner thanks to the previous episode when they were in Alola. I like that. It connects from one episode to the other, and it carries over. That's really nice. I like the fact that Journeys is seemingly doing that more often. Earlier episodes didn't really do this that much, but I like the fact that Journeys is doing this more often now. It's really nice. It feels like the series is flowing a lot nicer now. So yeah, I think that's really cool, and hopefully we see more stuff like this in the future of Pokemon Journeys. Or in future episodes, I should say. Okay, moving on to episode 78 of Pokemon Journeys. This episode airs on August 27th. It is titled, The Sakuragi Laboratories became a target? We're going to go with the second summary here. So it says here, the Pokemon data Ash and Go have gathered as research fellows so far has disappeared from the laboratory computer. Go tries searching for the culprit via the evidence that someone accessed the computer's main data. And that night, Drizzle spots a suspicious object floating around in the lab while outside practicing its water gun. Okay, for this episode, this seems like more of a chill episode, calming down from the previous episode, which is the Ash and Volkner episode. So it seems like a bit of a filler episode. Doesn't seem like it's something too special, though there is a chance that Drizzle may evolve into Inteleon in this episode. Who knows? But this is the first time Drizzle has been kind of relevant in Pokemon Journeys in a little while. Drizzle kind of just disappeared after it evolved, which has been pretty disappointing. I was hoping that Drizzle would make more appearances instead of just hiding away, which, yeah, looking back on that episode, I'm not really too fond of it anymore, just because Drizzle just kind of just disappeared. So hopefully Drizzle becomes a little bit more relevant. Whether it evolves in this episode or not is to be seen. If it does, cool. Otherwise, this episode, it seems like it's going to be kind of an okay-ish episode. So, yeah, nothing really much to say here. So, moving on. Okay, moving on to episode 79 of Pokemon Journeys. This episode airs on September 3rd and is titled, The Moon and the Sun, Koharu and Haruhi, which I think that's how you pronounce her name. But anyways, Ash, Go, and Koharu visit the Eclipse Castle in the Johto region, which, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. Is this Koharu's first visit to Johto? Because I think it is, but I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know which episode she previously visited Johto in. But I'm thinking that this is her first visit to Johto, but anyways, that's irrelevant here. Anyways, they visit the Eclipse Castle in the Johto region so they can meet an Espeon and an Umbreon. But believe it or not, they find a girl named Haruhi, I think that's how you pronounce her name, who looks exactly like Koharu. Haruhi tells them she's been appointed the new mistress of the Eclipse Castle by properly running the Eclipse Festival, which takes place there. But as everyone continues the preparations for the festival, a shady-looking boy watches the castle intently from the water. Oh my. Okay, so this episode is definitely going to be a Koharu-focused episode, and I think it's funny that she's going to have her doppelganger appear in this episode. Dawn also has a doppelganger, so both Koharu and Dawn have something else in common. But anywho, I like the fact that she's going here to learn more about Eevee and its evolutions, obviously with Espeon and Umbreon. So that's going to be the main focus here. Though for the rest of the episode, it does feel like, your standard Pokemon episode. So, I mean, this could be a pretty good one. It actually looks like it has the potential to be an enjoyable one. Koharu-focused episodes tend to be pretty enjoyable. There hasn't been a bad Koharu-focused episode. Maybe some that were a bit decent, but I don't think any of them were particularly bad. So I'm expecting this one to be at least like a 6 out of 10 episode, at the least. So we'll see how this episode goes. I'm interested in more Koharu development. Obviously, I like the development that she's got so far in Journeys. I think they're doing a pretty good job with her so far, and she's appearing more often, so that's cool. So let's look forward to this episode when it airs on September 3rd. Okay, for episode 80 of Pokemon Journeys, we're just going to talk about it really briefly because we don't have a summary, but we have an episode title. So, episode 80 of Pokemon Journeys is going to air on September 10th and is titled Trial Mission, Volcania's Golden Scales. So based off this episode title, it's pretty clear to me that this is going to be a Project Mew oriented episode. And it's going to be Go's first trial at that, because if you remember from the previous Project Mew episode, that was a test for Go. This is the real deal here, and it's very similar to Gary's trial when he had to get that feather from Moltres and send it off to the Project Mew people. Seems like Go has to do the same thing here, but it seems like this trial is a bit more difficult because it seems like he has to get a golden scale from Volcania, which means he has to get this from a shiny Volcania. That's crazy. Getting it from Volcania alone was already going to be difficult, but getting it from a shiny variant, that's going to be even more insanely difficult. But then again, this is Journeys, so Go's going to get it somehow and pass this trial. So I guess we'll see how this episode goes when it airs on September 10th. Alrighty guys, that's all I got for this video. So in the comment section down below, let me know which episode you're most hyped for. Are you most hyped for episode 77, 78, 79, or 80? Let me know in the comment section down below. Post your thoughts. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, everyone, and peace.